Hey guys, and welcome. Yes, I am not using the green screen today because I just don't want to set it up. I'm tired, and it was a long day for me today. And yes, I could set it up. It just takes me 30 minutes to get that, and the lighting all set up. It's just a bit of a hassle. But we're gonna review Doctor Strange. Now, this movie, I'm not a big Doctor Strange fan, and I know a little bit about his history, not a whole bunch about his history. I did watch the animated movie when it came out, and that bored me to tears. That was a really boring animated movie. I just couldn't get behind it. But I knew who he was as a character. I knew pretty much he was like Dr. House, pretty much, he had a god complex, smart ass like Tony Stark. Then he had this tragic thing happen to him, and his hands got totally destroyed, and he couldn't use it. He couldn't be a doctor anymore. So yeah, and he had a chip on his shoulder. Now in this movie, he does have that. His arrogance is not as pronounced as in the comics, or as Tony Stark. It's not as pronounced. You slowly see him change slowly, but he still has that chip on his shoulder. It's not as big, and it does get slowly. He finally manages to get himself, to be like, okay, I'm okay with who I am and where I'm at in my life. I thought I was expecting more of him being more of an arrogant asshole like Dark House, or like Tony Stark. A little bit more. I was expecting more. And yeah, that was my only drawback from the movie. That's the only thing I probably could complain about. But than that, I liked it. I think that Benedict Cumberbatch was definitely a perfect casting for it. Now, he was casted originally. He said no. Joaquin Phoenix was casted on it, but they just couldn't do it. And so they went back and they waited for Benedict Cumberbatch, and they got him to play the role. Now, I think he definitely did the role very well. And it's just funny to hear him with an American accent. Of course, it's just kind of funny. You're used to hearing him in the British accent with Sherlock, or I can't remember what kind of accent he used in The Fifth Estate. This is the first one I've seen him in with an American accent. So it was just like, okay. And of course his character had, was a smart ass, but not as much as Tony Stark was. He's more of a smart ass than Doctor Strange is. Now, Tilda Swinton's character that she plays, a lot of people are mad that she's a woman playing another character who's totally whitewashed. I don't know. I don't know. With me, I'm just kind of like, you know what? I wasn't really invested that much in that character in the comics, so I get where they're coming from. I totally get where they're coming from. Because I definitely feel like that with certain characters. I'm like, dude, why they change the character? Why they do this? Why they do that? Just leave it the way it is. Don't change it. Just leave it the way it is. But I liked how her character was and everything like that. So I mean, for me, it wasn't really that much of a big thing because I wasn't really invested in the Doctor Strange mythos and who the character was in the comics. I just knew who he was as a person, not much of his backstory. I did know like the train and stuff like that, but I didn't know anything about the ancient one. I knew nothing about that. Then you have Mordo, who was there to help, who's also another person who was training, and he's also one of the sorcerers. And you see him with Doctor Strange saying, could he do it? Are we wrong about him? There's a lot of back and forth between whether Doctor Strange should be with them or should not be with them, which is definitely, a struggle that we have not seen with any of the heroes, because nobody else was given should he do this or should he not. With him, you actually got to see if, like, do we want him? Is he worthy enough? Can he do this and not go bad? So it was kind of a cool little moment you get to see. Now, of course, from Marvel sticks to this formula, and if anything goes well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Stick with the formula and keep going with it. Of course, change it up a little, very tweak it here and there to keep it fresh, keep it new. But they keep the same formula with their movies, and I'm loving it because it's nothing that's not working for them, because it's working. It's definitely working for them, and you can see it for them. And as far as Doctor Strange goes, it was a quick journey from him to learn how to do it, because they said how many years it take him to become a doctor. He said years of study and all that. But for him, you really don't see that. They didn't show like months later. It seemed like it was going like this, and it's kind of like, okay. That was probably another problem. It was like, okay, look, I see that he's trained, but it's going like this. It's going like this. It's going like this. Matt Nicholson's character, from being a bad guy, you don't see his fall. You just see him becoming a bad guy and just totally transforming and trying to get get the power that he thinks he deserves and to become, immortal. Pretty much, that's all it is. And you get to see Doctor Strange get the Eye of Agamotto. That was pretty cool. The cape was definitely another cool moment that he got. And then you get to see the Sanctum, which was definitely a moment that I couldn't wait to see. I was waiting for that moment for him to get into the Sanctum in New York. It was one of my favorite moments in the cartoons for Spider-Man and in the comics is the Sanctum, because this is an amazing, amazing building. Now, of course, it looks totally different in the movies. It's not like this big old mansion, it's like a brownstone kind of. It's kind of weird how it looks. Kind of reminds me of like Harry Potter when they went into his Uncle's house, this big old house, but it's like, it's kind of weird. It appeared out of nowhere. Not his uncle, but his godfather's, but that's what it kind of reminded me of, how it's like, it doesn't look like that big from the outside, but on the inside it's humongous. It's big. Now, let's get to these special effects. Inception meets Ant-Man. Well, as far as Ant-Man goes, like the ending of Ant-Man with all those colors and all those weird things, that plus Inception if you were high when you watched that movie, you probably were tripping out so badly. Probably didn't know what the hell was going on. You probably were like, holy crap, what am I on? But like I said, the visual effects for the movie were definitely phenomenal and amazing. Marvel has not let me down in that aspect yet. I will say yet, because everybody screws up once in a while. So far they have not given me anything to go like, damn it, they really screwed up. This one was definitely pretty cool. I love the visuals, the way the buildings were. It was trippy, especially in 3D. That was really trippy. I was watching an IMAX 3D. That was really trippy, especially when it had the buildings folding over and you see like different. It was just kind of weird. And then of course they mentioned the multiverse. This is the first time they actually mentioned the multiverse. In Thor, they mentioned the different realms, but they don't mention the multiverse. Different parallel. They don't mention that, but we get that in Doctor Strange, which is pretty cool. So we'll see where that plays on into the future of the cinematic universe, which will be amazing to see. Now, as far as his transformation into Doctor Strange the Sorcerer, it was pretty cool. Seeing him do all the moves and all that. It was actually pretty cool, because I know the moves that he does and the finger gestures and all that. It was pretty cool to say the least, and see them actually, him doing all those movements. It was pretty awesome. And the fight sequences and how they use the magic and all that was pretty cool. Totally different than Harry Potter, because they don't have wands. They're using their hands. They're moving things around. They're coming off these energy beam, the energy kind of thing, like magical spells are like energy kind of looking things around their hands and stuff like that, which is pretty awesome. The whips look like, kind of remind me of Wonder Woman's Lasso of Truth, the way it was all golden glowing, but it was brighter and there was no rope. It was just like a energy light. They're just whipping around, which is pretty cool. I mean, it was pretty cool. Then they came out with like these invisible kind of like swords, like in Halo almost, but there's no rainbow thing. It's just you can see through it, but when you turn it, you can kind of see it. But it was pretty badass. I gotta say, you couldn't go wrong with that. The pacing was pretty cool. The pacing was pretty good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. It was good. It was good pacing all the way through. The one cool effect that I liked in the movie was when it was raining and they show the lightning coming down, and you see it was all in slow motion. You see the lightning just branch off, and beautiful. I think that was one of the coolest things to see. And since I've dabbled with the CGI, I know it took them a lot of work to get that done, but it looked beautiful. It looked amazing. Gotta give it to them, because they really crushed it. Now, if you have not seen the movie, I definitely urge you to see it. If you loved any of the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, definitely check out Doctor Strange. It was not like all the other ones. It's totally different. It's not full-on action-packed like Captain America or Iron Man or Thor. There's action, but it's not like your physical, not your straight beat-em-up kind of action. It was all magic action. There's a couple of hand-to-hand comics, but not really. He's not really known to be fighting like that, which was pretty cool. Which is definitely something that was totally amazing and different. Another thing about it, spoilers here, if you haven't seen it. Alright, if you're here, you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm going to be talking about. It's the end credit scenes with Thor. That scene, I could not stop laughing. I was laughing so much at that scene with him, when he's like, I don't drink coffee, and they changed it over to a big old glass of beer. I think that thing was huge. And he drinks it, and he's talking to Doctor Strange. When he look at him, and the beer's gone, and all of a sudden it's refilling again. He's like this. I think Thor probably thought to himself, I found me a good friend here. He takes care of me. The banter between them two and what's going on in that one sequence was phenomenal. It definitely, of course, sets up Thor Ragnarok and him going to help Thor in Thor Ragnarok, which is going to be pretty awesome. So is he going to help Thor, and is he going to bring Doctor Strange? Is he going to bring Hulk over to Jesus, Asgard? Are they all going to team up? That's going to be a pretty amazing thing there. Also, the end credit when you see Mordo finally change into a bad guy instead of himself to be the villain in part 2, it's going to be pretty amazing. I think that the whole thing with him being in the movie, you get to see where he starts, where he's at in his life, in as far as him being a good guy, and then his slow transition into a bad guy, and what made him jump over to being a bad guy. I thought that was a really good way to do that. I think that the way they did that was definitely amazing and beautifully done. Because, you have a villain in there, and then you have one who's turned from being a good guy into a bad guy and into one of his elements, which is definitely something that I really thought was very well done and very well handled. It was definitely a really good job done. I mean, good job done. But I don't know. I thought that, there's nothing that I could say about that movie that was bad or good. It was a really good movie. I mean, there's just those two problems that I had with the movie. That was it. Alright, now that you're back, I'm done with all that. So, I'm done with all my spoilers. But, if you have not seen the movie, again, like I say, check it out. You'll enjoy it. If you have, let me know what you thought of it, what you didn't like about it, and what can you expect for the sequel and any other Marvel crossovers. And as far as Avengers comes up, Avengers 3, because we all know he's going to be in Avengers 3 and 4, because, actually 3 and 4 are going to be, part 3 is going to be the 2 movies. So, what do you think his role is? Is it going to be a big role? Is it going to be the first 2 movies, or is it going to be just the second one? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think about it, and where do you think Doctor Strange ranks as far as Marvel heroes go? It doesn't matter, movie or comics. Where does he rank for you? Alright, guys, I'll see you guys around for more. Bye.